All right. Hey, everybody. This is the noon call. I'm going to summarize a couple. I just got off calls with both Megan and Danielle. So I'm going to quickly summarize, what they really talked about this week as a kind of a focus. And also we are going to hear from the amazing Cheryl. She is on fire right now. She is, sponsored. I didn't check the numbers, but Sam said like 3 or 4 new people, and she's booking up a storm, and she's really embracing the don't break the chain. And so she's going to explain in a few minutes what that is all about, because I'm actually dying to hear her tips for that. But in the meantime, really, obviously, you guys are probably right there with me, and that pipeline is probably our major focus. So a lot of the calls today are going to be around filling our pipeline for both ourselves and our team. And really coming from that place of looking at where you are, versus where you want to be. And so I know like the 4-5-2 is something that Megan and Danielle are talking a lot with their Star to Be groups on. And it's the idea of having 4 style sessions a month, selling 5,000 and sponsoring 2 a month. And that's kind of the pace for rapid growth. And so I would love to kind of go through this group and figure out where we are versus where we want to be with those numbers. Because I know we haven't done as much with accountability in this group. And so after Cheryl kind of shares her tips really quick with what she's doing with action, I would love to kind of all of us to go through and talk about what we're doing with our personal business to kind of fill 4, 5, and 2. And then our breakout calls today, we're going to touch on a bunch of different things. We're going to touch on coaching. I think that was Liz who said she would love some tips on coaching. And I've had 3 or 4 people reach out to me that said, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that. I really need to know how to coach my new stylist and kind of bring back some of my older stylists. And then we're going to do more of a kind of a strategy call on scheduling, and really kind of getting down to, that's going to be more like interactive call, kind of like how Charlotte did last night with the booking blitz, where everyone was like, it was a working call. We're going to really sit down and kind of map out what we're doing this week and when we're going to do it and the actual people we're going to reach out to. And then we are going to talk about maximizing Style Club and how we make sure we get those orders and really maximize those free credits people are getting. And then the final call is going to be at 2:00. And that one's going to be about really kind of growing pipeline in depth. We're going to really kind of break into maybe strategize some ideas about what people are doing that are having a lot of success helping not only their new stylist book, but kind of bringing back to life some of those old stylists. And on that one, if you guys want to invite your teams, you're welcome to invite a few along. So if you've got some people who are working hard to book, we are going to be talking about big team booking, but we'll also be talking specifics on how to book trunk shows. Also, too, really quickly, Danielle today, this is going to be fun, where she's doing the tips from the top calls all about the group hello and leveraging the group hello to both book shows, how to do it at the online show, how to do it at the in-person show. But we're doing a watch party from all the major teams are doing watch parties to their team page from that event. And we're going to kind of see who from our team is getting on, who is getting the words to say. Jenny is going to be kind of manning that for us at 1:00 because I'm going to be on here doing Maven Zooms with you guys. But I thought that was a fun way to live stream. Did you guys know that, and you probably do know this, I did not, so for example, tonight when Blythe and Megan are being interviewed for the Meet, Sell, and Dot, you can do a watch party from your personal page with that and kind of see, you need to be on those. So don't just like put it on and walk away, because the only information you get from those watch parties is to see who's on and interact with them. So that's something I'm going to be doing tonight for my personal Facebook page. I'm going to do a watch party with the Megan and Blythe interview and kind of see who pops on and watches it and kind of strike up some conversations with them while we watch. So I think that's a really cool new way we can use Facebook technology. But anyway, today on Southern Charms at 1:00, while we're on here doing Maven, there's going to be a live watch party streaming through the Southern Charms page. So you can get that info there. Okay, so really quick, Cheryl, why don't you unmute yourself? So Cheryl, again, is my big theme for this week is all about action. Like, I feel like we've got all of our new stylists have a lot of information coming at them. So our theme for today is simple, 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 action, action, action. Less thinking, more doing. So Cheryl, what are you doing? Explain kind of what the Don't Break the Chain is and how it's affected your business this week.
All right, sure. So it all came from that, I guess when you guys had your shindig where people from home office came down, what is the spring launch or something, and then you had like all of those key speakers, and then the one lady talked about how Jerry Seinfeld, the way he got so good at being a comedian was he spent 30 minutes every day just writing jokes, and he turned it into a chain where he would mark an X on his calendar, and he didn't want to break that chain, so he just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And so me and Samantha, we took kind of like the same idea and applied it to our group. So with me, like, I'm in the middle of moving my house. If you want to see what the madness looks like, hold on. There it is. This is my house right now. This is my desk. So my house is in chaos right now. But it's really important for me, especially because I really, really, really want to get Star before Hoopla. And I was kind of bummed that I didn't get it in January, but I also know I totally didn't do enough to get there. And then also kind of taking some tips from what Michelle did to get to Star in January. So all of those things put together, my little chain is really just a bunch of little gold stars on my calendar. And they're only little gold stars because I have a bunch of other things that I have to remember, or else my life will go into chaos. Otherwise, I put a giant star on my square, like we used to get like in kindergarten. If we did something good, we get a gold star for the day. So that's kind of how I kept it. And really, it's like, if I can do 30 minutes in one lump, that's great. But like the last couple of days, I've had to break it up into like 3 10-minute things, or 2 15-minute. And I've always made, so for me personally, I've made sure it's the full 30 minutes, no matter how I got it done throughout the day. But like Sam said, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 15 minutes. Just do something every day to move your business forward. And this is not counting like the hostess coaching or other stuff. This is actual like reach outs and follow-ups to help get new business. So outside of the normal activity that you would be doing to help your business, like if you're prepping for a trunk show or actually doing a trunk show, like that time doesn't count, because that's already working off of the results as from those reach outs and stuff like that. So 30 minutes of like true reaching out, following up to get new business in. So and that's where my idea from Michelle Gilbert came in, and I've reached out to, so I guess I'm kind of lucky that I've been a stylist for 6 years, because now I have this entire list of old customers I can reach back to. But really it could be sitting at Starbucks and maybe just tallying up a bunch of names or people that you get to meet, and then go home and take those 30 minutes to follow up with all of them. Even if it's just 1 or 2, you're taking that time out to do something to move your business forward. And so I've got lists on lists, and this is probably something I still need to work on. But like, here's one list of like 30 minutes of reaching out to people. And then I just have like different color check marks for how many times I've reached out to them. So writing their name down is just like the first reach out. And then the second one is like a pink. And then the third and fourth is a blue color, because at that point I'm getting ready to close the loop. And then this is my list I actually have to do tonight for tonight's reach out. So I've really just made it a point to like just gang load my list to make sure I have enough to work with. And even if I don't get through all of them in 30 minutes, that's great, because now I have something to work off tomorrow. And because I'm so busy and I have so much to do around here, I cap it at 30 minutes. I don't go over. And it's like, and then I'm able to walk away. And what I've been able to get is I've got those 3 girls who signed up. I've actually got 2 new potential stylists. One today, this morning, I just added to our How to Be a Stylist. She was a stylist of mine. She was actually the first stylist, I think, that signed up with me and then ended up not doing anything. But she actually lives in Virginia now, so I'm really hoping that being able to connect with all of you guys will give her that extra confidence and motivation to actually take off with her business now. And then I have one lady who is actually signing up sometime today. She just had a question on whether or not she could split between 2 credit cards, like she could just do PayPal. So I told her she could do PayPal, no problem. So hopefully she'll be signing up today. And then I've got 2 ladies, and these were actually from the Booking Blitz last night. So I've got 2 looking at dates for margarita night, or well, next week for margarita, post margarita night. And then 2 other ladies I'm supposed to meet up for lunch today to either start off talking about the stylist opportunity and then possibly booking. One I'm looking at more with booking because she's already mentioned she wants to do a joint party with her company, which is Ology. And the other girl I literally just met through a mutual friend through an online trunk show. And so I was gonna meet for her for lunch and talk stylist opportunity with her. Oh, and then one more. When I was buying the cashier's check to close on my house, I made friends with the cashier at my bank, and so now I will meet up with her to talk about the stylist opportunity. So, and at first I really kind of started this out of spite, and it's like, I'm gonna be the one person who does everything that they told me to do, and I will get no results. And every time I've done it exactly the way they said it, I've been proven wrong. So whenever you feel bad, just turn it around and just challenge the process itself to see if it doesn't work. And then you could be like, aha, it doesn't work. And I've tried that a couple times just because I've been like angry at myself for not getting enough production done. And it's just blossomed into all of this. So I'm super excited.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love that. It's so true. It's so easy for us to like, and I do this all the time where I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have any shows. I don't have any shows. I don't have any shows. And when I actually look back at, okay, I had all these great ideas of the people I was going to reach out to, but did I actually do it? Did I actually take the action? Did I think about it a lot, or did I actually act a lot? And you're so right. I love that you just said that. You said, I wanted to be the person to be like, see, I did everything right and nothing happened, because it always does come. The momentum comes. So that is awesome, Cheryl. Thank you so much. And I love the simplicity of it. Are your messages just super simple when you reach out?
Oh yeah. And I mean, really, it was just a bunch of the words to say that we've been posting in the Maven chat. I've just been taking all of those and switching it up to make it sound more like me. And for like 30 minutes, I can get about 45 of these out, just copy paste. And I've noticed that some people actually don't even, like, it doesn't even get delivered as a text message if I send out a link too many times. So I'll get people who say that they've never even received it the first time after I followed up 3 or 4 times. And so it's like, oh yeah, I get to start all over. So I'm trying to be careful about sending my link out on the first message, just because that might happen. But otherwise, it's really just all the words to say that I've been collecting off of the chat and just mashing them up together and changing them up every time.
Yeah, I love that.
Just so.
And I think we have such an opportunity today with the Today Show video that just got shared. I know for me, and this was a challenge I was going to have for you guys, is send that Today Show video to 20 people that you think would make an awesome stylist. And then obviously booking is my top priority this week, and helping my team book as well. We of course can't leave the opportunity out with that amazing video to share, but also adding in, at least, 20 to 40 booking conversations as well. And I like Cheryl's method, like do 30 minutes a day. Like if it takes you, like, and Liz has talked about this too. Liz has liked getting down to scheduling time versus the number of people she's going to reach out to, because she's like, sometimes those conversations get going back and forth and you reach out to less people, but they're more quality conversations. But if you have that time blocked and you only do this during that time, then you'll start to see the results. So Cheryl, you are awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. So let's break it down with everybody else. So total honesty, like what you're doing, what you need versus where you want to be. So I know, and I'll start the 4-5-2. I have got, I have 3 this month, so I need to add in 1 more. So I'm trying to set up at my nail salon next week. But I am working on really booking March right now too. So I think I've got 3 right now for March. And so I'm really working on building up my March to get yeses there. But in the meantime, I know personally I have to have 4 for this month. So that's my top priority, is to get something at least a pop-up at minimum booked for next week. I'm also reaching out to, I just had an online show and I'm sitting at like 560, 570 in sales, but I'm getting ready to reach out to those ladies and try to book an online for next week. So if I could book at least 2 more of those for the end of February, that's kind of my personal schedule. I'm about 3,500 out of the 5,000 right now. I had a really good show at the beginning of the month, so I think I could hopefully pull off that other 1,500. And I do have 2 for February, but I'm going to try to do more than that because 1 was the pre-February fest. So I'm going to try to layer in and really use this Today So Special to add to that. How about you guys? How are things looking? How are things going?
So I'm going to piggyback real quick just before I forget my thought about the don't break the chain. So Cheryl, thank you for sharing all those things. And I love how you lay yours out. I always like organization tips. I have a little calendar that I do mine on, and I just highlight the days that I actually did it. Because for me, visually, like that, like makes me want to have every box highlighted, and it bothers me that it doesn't. So like that motivates me to keep going. So I made this on Mimi. I just printed off the calendar and wrote "Don't break the chain" at the top, and I've just been writing in the time that it takes me, and then how many I get to. I've been trying to do an hour each day, and it fluctuates between more than that, less than that. But what's really interesting is the more you do it, the better you get at it. So my first day that I did it, I did 2 hours, and it was 30 reach outs, which is 15 an hour, which is great, better than 0. But that's time wise not the best. I can't do 2 hours every single day and make that reasonable. But yesterday I did 40 minutes and got to 39. So just from consistently working on it, you just get better at it each time. And one thing Kelly and I were talking about was instead of just doing random, like starting at your list and going through names, because that takes a little while to figure out what you want to say and how you want to pose your thoughts and everything, pick buckets and just do a bucket a day. So after our call on Tuesday, I just did moms. And it was an hour, and I did 30 texts, and I ended up getting a potential stylist conversation from it. A ton of no's, but just like having the overarching idea of what to say, and like instead of having to think, like redo my words to say at every single reach out, it was easy to copy paste, but then adjust enough to make it personal, if that makes sense. So that was just my thought. I wanted to throw that in there before we forgot. I will share this with you guys too. I'll put it in the Maven thread if you want to use the little mini calendar. I have one too for not spending money. So I highlight the days that I don't spend any money, which is not a lot. Anywho, so I love the don't break the chain thing for any habit that you're trying to create. So for the 5-4, what is it, 3-2-1 thing? I am
5-2.
Okay, abysmal and petrified of my numbers, but not giving up. I am still at 425, 430, like 430 for the month. I have had 0 trunk shows this month. It has been awful, but I have 2 onlines going right now, so I'm still trying to get 2 more before the end of the month. I have 5 potential stylists. So for me, whenever I'm trying to book, I end up sponsoring. Whenever I try to sponsor, I end up booking. So last month I tried to sponsor and I booked a crap ton. And then this month I tried to book and have not booked at all, but I'm sponsoring. So, I guess you always do the opposite of what you think you need. So what's the other thing? 5,000, 4 trunk shows, potential sales. Okay, so that's where I'm at.
I love it. Thank you, Liz. Who wants to go next?
I can go next. Okay, so I have a big charity event coming up on Sunday, and Dana Ashfield is supposed to be my pacing partner, and we're supposed to meet on Wednesday, but she's got the flu. So I do have questions for you, Kelly, because I was going to really, utilize her because I know she's done it. But I need to ask you some questions. But yeah, I've got this coming, and I'm really hoping to have a lot of sales there. And I guess I've got 2 people that I signed up, and one of my new stylists is going to have her show on Saturday, and Linda, my other one in Florida, is rocking it. She's already booked a show already for the beginning of March. She's almost made her quick start. I need to get her on the charms. That's one of my things to do. I've asked her to send me a picture, but I'm just going to go to her Facebook and find one and just take, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to get her on there to congratulate her. She's really been working it really hard. And, but I've been putting a lot of time, I've told you this, almost daily with her. I was on the homestead this weekend, and I was on the phone, during her show, just in case she had any questions and things like that. She was a nervous wreck, but she did really, really well. I'm really proud of her. And then the next day, she was exhausted, went to her gym and did a pop-up. She didn't have anything going on, but she's just really, really close to hitting the quick start. So I know she's going to do it. And again, I'm doing my sample sale finally on the 28th. So I know I've been really slow. January, I was so fried and burnt out. So I really want to get this ball rolling. I heard from the other potential stylist, the young mom. She's getting ready to plan a wedding, and her baby was sick. And so she said, Rhonda, I'm really interested, but it's just not a good time. So I'm going to give her some time, maybe let her have her marriage and get married. But she's definitely a potential stylist. And I have another potential stylist who always was interested in Stella and Dot, and I got her name from my next door neighbor, and she works at a nail salon, so maybe I could go see her, or maybe potentially have a pop-up there. So I really need to do the 4-5-2. I need to really, I love Don't Break the Chain. I need to print out a calendar, sit my butt down every 30 minutes a day to get my momentum going. And just feel out the balance. And I'm going to be honest, I feel so technology challenged, and maybe Liz, you might meet with me for coffee. I was hoping Dana would. I just need a little more time to figure some of this stuff out. Some things I'm even embarrassed to ask, but I feel like that somehow, is holding me back. Like Linda's asking me a million questions and I can't answer them. So that's I just need a little bit of coaching somewhere from someone on that leg. But otherwise, I'm excited.
We're on that triple text together. So just ask the questions for technology there, and then that way I can help answer it with you.
Okay, thank you. Because remember, she sent me something, but she figured that out. That was so weird. But okay, thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. All right. Okay.
No, that's it.
Okay.
Hey, Rhonda, it's Dana. I just want to let you know I'm very available to talk via phone. Just don't think you want this, that's all.
No, I don't, but I hope you're feeling better. Hope you're feeling better, Dana.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, who wants to go next? How about, we're coming up on 5 minutes left, so let's power through them real quick. Just quick stats on where you are versus where you want to be.
I'll go. I have had 4 shows. But one did not qualify or have any guests attend. Yay! But I think I tentatively booked in tight for next week, so that's awesome. I have 0 shows booked for March, so I really need to focus on that, and I haven't sponsored anyone this month yet, so that is top of my priorities list, and I met some great people over the weekend that are hot leads.
Awesome. Good for you. Very good. Donna, how about you?
Okay, I just unmuted myself. I had 1 trunk show at the beginning of the month, and sitting, I think, at like 1,700, so that was good. Booked 2 firm trunk shows from that, and potentially 2 more. One is on the calendar for March 9th. I'm setting up at a vendor event over a couple of days just to meet some new people, and also have a tentative to do a prom pop-up at St. Mary's School, which is the private high school here, which is pretty good. So I've got 1 booked for April, 2 for March, and I'm also working on some personal outside orders, which you just never know, like the connections you meet at a fundraising event. She texted me last night and she goes, I need a new statement necklace. What you got? And so we started talking. I'm going to stop by and deliver several at her office today so she can just try them on and see what she likes. And then I also did that with my neighbor who wanted to try on a top. So anyway, working on some outside orders. I don't have any new potentials right now, but Real quickly, we are doing the Raleigh meeting on the 4th, and I made the first hour just a social hour, bring someone from a whole different industry to network with Stella and Dot. So kind of a roundabout way of introducing other people to Stella and Dot and like women supporting each other. So we'll see how that works and hopefully get some new people in front of us.
I love that. Okay, you guys, okay, well, we're okay on time. And I love the point of the personal service with the outside sales. Like, that's the same thing about more action, less doing, like or less thinking and more taking action. Because, like, if all those little things, like, one thing Danielle's going to challenge us to do on that her training thing today is to go Facebook Live from your page and putting together that look of the 5 essential things for a wardrobe.
Well, I'm not going to do that, but
I
know. Just because
that would it's doing something because Allison
that would terrify me. But like the neighbor who's a friend of mine wanted the orange shirt that's on sale, and I said, she goes, "What size should I get?" I said, "Well, I have it here. I'll run it over and let you try it on." She goes, "I love the personal like Stella and Dot delivery." Well, of course, I took like 4 shirts and some statement earrings because I know she liked those, and she's like, "Wow!" So she ended up not liking the orange color on her, but liking another shirt and 2 pair of earrings. So that's what we're going to end up ordering. But I just kind of delivered the shirt with a few extras that I thought she might like.
Yeah, I did the same thing last week with a woman who she was like a very high maintenance customer, and she wanted 2 pieces that were sold out. So I was going to show her my samples, and she's like, "I don't want your old ratty samples." And I went over to see her. She bought both of them. Yeah, I'm going to mute you real quick, Rhonda. But after that, she was so happy that I took that time to deliver the personal service. She's constantly texting me, "Okay, show me what earrings you got. Okay, now show me what necklaces you have." Like, that personal service goes so far. Okay, so
I think it's also like a good reminder of like not everyone's our ideal customer, but the people who love it, like really love it. So, you know, I feel like I text so many people to follow up with them or whatever, and there's so many customers that I never hear from again, but like, it's okay because then you get a customer like that is just going to keep coming back to you again and again and again because they just like love what you're offering so much.
Yeah, totally agree. Avril, how about you? How are things going?
For me, so far, I think I'm at 16-ish. This week, I have 4 bookings, and then I'm trying to hold on to an in-home style session. If it works, I'm double booked on Saturday, so it's like the week to make up for a lot of things. But the sales, you know, they will come. So I'm just really trying to get March bookings. So far, I only have. And I'm only counting in-home style sessions or online style sessions. So I only have 1 right now. So today, especially, it's a lot of following up with people just to fill that in. And then for potential stylists, a lot of conversations. So this week, again, just following up and just making sure I work on the actions that have the biggest return. You know, so as you said, it's so easy for us to think we're doing things, but when we check our data, not as much. And I know for myself, once I'm at a booking, I have to focus in on the booking. You know, I miss opportunities or it ends up being too much for me. So that's it. Trying to get to the 5. Definitely focus on March to book up minimum 4 in-home, and I'm trying to get back on online, so I just need the 1 to start that snowball effect. And so far for the sponsoring, there's one young lady, she actually reached out to me yesterday and she said she couldn't start this month, but she is excited to start next month. So that's 1, but I'm not counting it. If she signs up, that's for March. I'm still trying to get 3 more. And we'll see what comes out of the reach outs. The one on Saturday morning, it's a gym pop-up and the manager is so excited. So I'm really, really hoping that one I could really make up in terms of getting a lot of potential new stylists, probably even like sign them up right there on the spot or over that weekend, and definitely booking up as much as I possibly can. So that's what I have going on right now.
I love it, Avril. You're always so good about, like, you have a very clear vision of what you have versus what you need and what steps you need to take. You're very methodical with your business when it comes to that. So, and that's why you you always get to your goals. So congratulations.
I try.
Liz, how about you?
So it's been kind of, in my terms, it's been a little subpar this month for me. And I'm going to give you my stats and you're going to think I'm crazy, but maybe my goals are just a bit too high. So I'm sitting at about 2,400, and I think I've had one in-home show this month, and I've got one scheduled for this Saturday. And I've been coaching my hostess like crazy, and she finally just sent her invite out last Saturday, so like a week before the party, and did it via Facebook Messenger as a mass invite to like 12 people, despite me telling her to do the one-on-one. And she's like, "Oh, I have one person coming." And I felt like screaming and saying, "Well, duh," like, because you didn't do personal stuff. So she goes, "I think I'm just going to cancel." So now I'm really having to spend a lot of time with her to kind of backtrack. And so like just coaching this one woman for the last couple of days has been, it's kind of sucking me dry a little bit. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels a little bit with her. And so of course I'm going back and questioning everything I did. And did I do it right the first time, or did she not understand something? And so I'm putting a lot of effort into the show coming up on Saturday, and hoping she just keeps it on the schedule. But, and then I'm supposed to have a pop-up at my daughter's preschool next Wednesday, which I may or may not have to move because of several reasons that are on me, not on the school at all. But I've got 2 lined up for March, one pop-up and one in-home lined up for March, and then somebody who wants to hold out until April. And then one new stylist who said she can't sign up for a couple months because she's in the process of moving. So a lot of my reach outs have been the responses have been, "No, I'm not interested. No, it's not the right time," for whatever, the conversation has been, stylist or booking or whatever. And so my second or third follow-ups are kind of where I'm stalling a little bit, because I'm not sure how to keep the conversation going without getting a hard stop or a hard no. So I'm trying to watch the videos and read all the posts and kind of going through my own little coaching myself and trying to learn how I can say the right things and be a supportive friend, because a lot of these ladies are my friends. And I think that's where I'm kind of stalling a bit. It's just, there's so much information. This is kind of what I put in our thread yesterday, Kelly. There's so much information, and I feel like I'm trying to learn it all, but not really putting it into action. So that's kind of where I'm stalling a bit.
Liz, what I love is on the booking call last week, you were saying you were getting nothing but no's. And then now look at how much momentum you got in that 1 week. So I think it's so easy sometimes to focus on what's like not going well versus the fact that you have all those sales, you've got all these shows coming up. And trust me, we all have those hostesses. It is not like, it is, every single one of us has hostesses that think they know how to do it better. People are not coming. You have to talk them off a ledge. It's all about personal reach out. Like, that is all part of the business, and it comes with it. And you're certainly not aiming too high with your goals. Like, you're aiming just right. So you're doing so much right. Everything you just mentioned is just the normal kind of bumps and hills that come along with this business. But I can see your momentum building, which is huge. And that's because you're taking the actions, and then now the rewards are starting to come. So it looks like some people are getting on for the next call. So let's all pop off and pack back on real quick for the 12:30 call. And then I can start recording that as a new call, because it's going to cut us off in just a second. So see y'all all in a second. Bye, guys.